Four men with a rush for gold. Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles, and Kurt Angle. Ladder match to secure their spot at Bound for Glory. AJ Styles, who went right after Christopher Daniels. And now Angle wants his turn. Samoa Joe now gonna get his chance with his Kawada kicks to Daniels. I guess I have some difference in feelings with Christopher Daniels. Joe able to... Oh. There was nobody there. Nice inverted atomic drop to follow up with a big boot. And then that senton. And Styles tossing Daniels to the outside of the floor, removing him from the equation. How much was it? I don't like this guy. And how much is it? Let's get one part of the equation out so that the odds are higher. You go from a 25% chance of winning to a 33 1/3 repeating chance of winning when you remove one superstar from this match, when you remove one of these men. But Christopher Daniels finds himself back into the mix as he goes after Samoa Joe, up and over, but gets caught. Styles also takes his chance to fly at Joe. However, while it didn't work out for Daniels, it certainly worked out for AJ Styles. Styles and Angle now going at it. The phenomenal one, AJ Styles, is all over Kurt Angle. Up and over. And there's the first shot of the ladder that comes into play. Daniels wisely taking his shot at AJ Styles. But Kurt tried to take out Daniels, but got caught by Daniels. Daniels was able to counter. Now the match comes down to Samoa Joe and Christopher Daniels, which there is some kind of irony in the sense that it was everybody trying to get rid of Daniels at first, but now Daniels is having his time to shine. I think the crowd wants no part of whatever Christopher Daniels is offering. But they certainly loved what Samoa Joe was offering with that Uranagi to Christopher Daniels on the ladder. Samoa Joe props up the ladder, taking his chance to climb, but AJ Styles was right there to make sure Joe didn't get very far. Nice drop kick by Styles sends Joe to the mat, who then rolls to the outside onto the floor. Angle back in. Kurt now going after AJ Styles. These two have quite the history with each other. Since the arrival of Kurt Angle in TNA, These men have crossed paths time and time again for the TNA World Championship and just for grudge. But all four of these men have history together as well. Angle, who was taken out by Christopher Daniels. Daniels looks to take the opportunity. The furthest anyone has climbed the ladder in this match so far. He was inching closer and closer. But Samoa Joe makes sure Daniels goes to no man's land. Dumping Styles to the floor now. Joe trying to get rid of all the possible factors that could prevent him from climbing the ladder, but wasn't prepared for Angle, who captures Joe and snaps and releases with a belly to belly. Impressive strength from Angle on display. The way he just tossed Samoa Joe. Now the USA chants come in for the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle. Angle trying to position the ladder to perfectly climb and grab that clipboard with ease. But just as he was doing so, AJ Styles makes his presence known back in the ring. AJ Styles, however, didn't get very far with his attempt to get back at Kurt Angle, as Kurt Angle was stomping the life out of the Phenomenal One. Angle looked to send. Oh, that was nasty. AJ Styles just dropping that ladder into Kurt Angle. And you can't really stop that whatsoever, especially when you are picking up that much pace. So Kurt Angle ducks under the supports of the ladder and runs the ropes, but because the speed is there, he couldn't counter. But back on what's going on currently, AJ Styles just got a nice Pele kick, laying out Samoa Joe. Now Daniels is in the ring with another ladder. Styles, however, saw Christopher Daniels making his way towards him. Styles hammering away on Christopher Daniels. AJ Styles having the opportunity to let all of his emotions out on Christopher Daniels, paying it back, paying it forward. Daniels having a hard time showing any sign of fight as AJ Styles continues to play the aggressor. Joe started to come in, and AJ Styles realized that Joe as AJ Styles dumps Styles to the floor. Joe turns his attention to Christopher Daniels. But Joe instead goes for AJ Styles. A nice suicide dive from Samoa Joe, laying out AJ Styles. Joe trying to go after Angle. Again, Angle shows that power with that belly to belly. What I will say is this match is certainly showing a bit of where Angle had more of an angle than overhead on that belly to belly. Daniels gets Joe and Styles back in the ring. Not sure what the strategy is on this to bring back two competitors in the ring when you could have taken your shot at climbing the ladder. Nonetheless, it backfired on Daniels as Joe starts to pick up some momentum. Belly to belly launching Daniels into the corner. Styles gets the boots up as Joe went for Styles in their corner. Styles scaling the turnbuckles. Joe blocks it and breaks down AJ Styles. Oh no. Looking for a muscle buster. Oh my God. AJ Styles was able to get himself out of the muscle buster position while he still collapsed. Kurt Angle just laid out Samoa Joe. The straps come down and the machine is fired up. Went for an Angle slam, but gets countered with an arm drag. Plants Angle into the mat. Angle was fired up, but Christopher Daniels was ready for it. Now Daniels going to attempt to retrieve that clipboard. Going to further himself with the opportunity to challenge for the TNA World Championship at Bound for Glory. While you can't win by submission, it will certainly make it a lot harder for Christopher Daniels to climb the ladder with a broken ankle if Kurt Angle snaps it with his ankle lock. Angle head first off the ladder. Daniels' ankle bothering him. Nice springboard forearm by Styles, laying out Christopher Daniels. These four men not holding anything back when it comes down to an opportunity to be at the top of the mountain here in TNA. AJ Styles is almost there. He has it in his grasp, fingertips away from the bottom of the clipboard. But Daniels steals it from Styles and dumps Styles to the outside onto the floor just as AJ Styles was about to have it. And the mockery bow, trolling the crowd. Christopher Daniels with a smirk on his face, realizing he screwed AJ Styles over and now is going to steal this. AJ Styles might not recover. Oh, an exploder suplex from Joe to Daniels. High collar from Angle. This is going to be a fun trade. Back and forth. Now it's Samoa Joe who offers a German suplex. Anything you can do, I can do better. Why don't you top this using Christopher Daniels as a test dummy? Let's not forget, Christopher Daniels is like a fully grown adult male that's just being used as a rag doll right now. Kurt Angle put the hand out. He said, wait, I'm going to top this. Angle slam. Daniels is just, it's not his night. From the beginning of this match when they all worked together to take him out to now, it just hasn't been Christopher Daniels' night whatsoever. What are they doing now? Oh. Daniels is done for. Daniels is just caught up. He might fall asleep. Angle. Nice drop down that sends Samoa Joe to the outside on the floor. Daniels able to hook onto the leg. Punching the back of Daniels. Samoa Joe on the other. Kurt. Joe. Trading blows. AJ Styles climbs back into it. AJ Styles gets the victory. Out of nowhere, AJ Styles seals the deal. AJ Styles from out of nowhere springboards onto the ladder, grabs the contract, grabs that clipboard, and earns himself some more points with the opportunity to challenge for the TNA World Championship at Bound for Glory.